Welcome to Smash Writing, and we are continuing on this trend of going through these Bond films that we started back in November. Seems like literally
a lifetime
ago.
I was happy back then, not really, but I was a lot happier than I was now. Ignorantly bliss of these movies.
And I love to constantly remind him that
it was my idea.
It was his idea. He came to me months ago and was like, let's go through these Bond films. Now, to his credit, I was just as excited because I think it's clear that right now, unless we see what these other Bonds are like, we have our favorite Bond.
Yeah.
You have the 90s.
Yep.
I have the later 2000s. So, I'm Daniel Craig. You're Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Brosnan.
So, we're clear, like, those were the guys that got us into James Bond. So it made sense that you came up with this idea, but my God, today we are reviewing.
It really makes me really question everyone who keeps saying Connery, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to hear about like the time frames of this movie, that movie. No, there is.
Let's take a look at some of the writing in this movie, shall we?
And today we are reviewing You Only Live Twice.
We started off with the space shuttle on a mission of some sort. They're testing out like the walking maneuver kind of deal. When another spacecraft arrives, and it abducts the spaceship and lets this other astronaut who was outside the shuttle just drift away.
It was so cheesy how they kidnapped this spaceship.
Yeah.
Go on.
But the Soviets are getting blamed by the U.S. and the UK sees otherwise. And we see Blonde continuously sleeping with a double agent. Because he hasn't learned at this point. Why not? He dies. His bed gets shot up. And then they bury the body at sea. Which,
At this point, I was like, oh, yes. But, like, obviously you knew it was going to be a,
Well, you knew it was going to be, it's fake. And everyone watching should have known it was fake. Because why are they throwing the corpse in the sea and not his ashes?
That is true.
They throw the corpse in there and scuba divers pick it up and they take it to the sub and Bond comes out. He's wearing a snorkel or a mask or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's faked his death so his enemies can stay off of him for a little while and he can get back to work. And
which makes no sense because your work is killing the enemies.
They at least gave him a reason for being able to speak Japanese. Now you learned it in school.
Sure.
There was a conversation between him and Penny.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. They gave a reason. Because he's being sent to Japan because that's where their last known image of this ship touchdown at was in the Japan area, Singapore. They take him, they gave him a password, I love you. And then he's off to Japan to meet his contact. They take him to go see Henderson. He first meets his contact at a sumo match. That's where this movie really starts tipping. And she takes him to go see Henderson, who's killed before he can give away any of the details, because he doesn't believe it's a nation at all. He thinks there's another power in play. With Spectre. Why is no one suspecting Spectre at this point?
Including Bond.
Well, to be fair, like Bond mentions it later on, like he knew all along. It's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Because he could have just came forward at first like, no. We got a superpower.
He takes out the attacker and then dresses up like him. There's like a foot difference between him and his attacker. It's like at least half a foot difference. But he manages to disguise himself as the attacker and slip away in the getaway car. And he steals some documents when the one woman shows him up and shows up to take him out of there and bring him to the guy Tanaka or Tiger. This is I just hate the next 20 minutes of this movie. If you'll read here, just hate the next 20 minutes of screen time.
That's legit. See, we always have our notes, and he's legitimately put that in his notes.
It is them getting a massage in a bath from these women, and they're like, this is actual like in Japan, men come first, women come second.
They do.
I am wondering, what the hell is the point of this scene? There's nothing going on here.
Basically, it's still a sexual assault scene.
It's kind of like they like it. See, they're enjoying themselves. Stop yelling at us.
We touch Bond pee-pee.
We go. We're just gonna jump to the Asado meeting. He is trying to be stealthily there, trying to get information, and they know all along that he's hiding a gun because he's sitting behind an X-ray table. But you get these incompetent goons that are like slowly driving behind or walking Bond. Their orders are to kill him. They're just slowly following him. They're waiting for some reason until just as his ride shows up to drive him away. Like that all the time in the world to shoot him. No, they're stealthily following behind him. But they take it down to the docks where he tells her to run because he gets himself captured. That aerial shot was horrendous. Mm-hmm. There's an aerial shot of him trying to escape on a roof. He's being chased by people, and there's people coming at him, and he's fighting off. And there are actual moments where people chasing him get too close, so they have to slow down and back away. And he gets caught, put on a boat, and they're interrogating him, but they just want him dead, so I don't get why they're interrogating him. And then the redhead decides to let him go. Then she unties him and puts him on her plane, and then she tries to crash the plane with him on it instead of just killing him originally.
God, I forgot about
There's a whole lot of why didn't they just kill him? They wanted him dead.
And they had him dead. Like they had him like
they do something else with him to kill him in another fashion instead of just killing him here. Like I know that's like a running thing in action movies, right? But it is blatantly done in this movie. They could have killed him here. No. What about here? No. What about here? No. Even Blofeld at the end does it.
I don't know. Like this is just brutal.
Yeah, they want him dead. Why not just kill him? They had questions, but it doesn't matter because they already told them to kill him. What is the point of the little Nelly? Why was his little helicopter better than just having a regular helicopter?
I was like, what was
it doesn't do anything. It just does what a regular helicopter would do.
I can understand that he was going like deep down in the trenches to do all this. But everything that he was doing
could have been done with a regular helicopter. He doesn't fly into any caverns or anything with little Nelly.
No.
But anyway, what's going on is Blofeld is being paid by this group to start a superpowered war between America and Soviets, and they're working out of a dormant volcano with a sliding top. Bond gets in there, he gets captured. The Russian ship was abducted, the American ship is about to be abducted. Blofeld could have once again killed him 3 separate times in this movie. At one point, instead of killing Bond, he killed his guy who failed him. And he could have just turned the gun this way and shot Bond too. But instead he takes Bond another 20 feet away to shoot him there, where a guy could throw a ninja star into his arm. There's a whole plot in this movie about Bond becoming Japanese to become a ninja, but he needs to take a wife first. And his wife is killed. So he ends up with someone he says has a pig face. Because the woman you met 10 hours ago that you wanted to marry wasn't. Actually, it's not even. Like, this movie actually takes part over a month.
Yeah.
Because the Americans said they're launching in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And we're already at that point at the end of the movie.
Well, no, they didn't. They did do a scene where they did say that they sped up the.
Oh, that was the Russians.
Okay.
Or the Soviets.
Okay.
In this movie. But at one point, towards the end, when everything is going down, all the ninjas are taking the base, action everywhere, Hans is coming out, right? And Bond is walking up to him. And they see each other. It's a wide open room. And Bond walks right up to Hans and gets punched in the face.
Bond Bond is...
He never puts his arms up or anything. Just walks over to him and gets punched in the face. Bond saves the day. They run out of the volcano before it can blow up because Bond feels it's self-destructed. I don't think that one was rapey. That was just weird.
Well, so this film...
This film was not good.
This film is... I think, and I'll say this, up to this point, this film is the best Bond film so far.
I don't think it beats Goldfinger. And you know what? At this point, I'm tired of the storyline being the bar here. This is the 5th one. This is what you got?
I don't know. But I look at the other things like, one, I was able to finish, because we didn't finish. I think
I finished Thunderball.
Oh,
I just didn't remember Thunderball.
I didn't even finish the last film because it was just too brutal for me to watch. Like, I generally will watch any film till the end, even if I like it or don't. But when it's that bad, so I look at it as like, man, this is a very good improvement. You still had Bond being Bond. Okay, you talked about, like, go back to the opening scene. You got him faking his death, and he makes a weird, creepy comment about Asian women.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Asian women taste different.
Yeah.
Like, well, why?
Like, I would shoot him too.
Why would you say this? Like, was that...
Okay, so then, once again, you show Bond in his womanizing, creepy ways when the agent, the female agent that he's always with that saves his butt every single time, you know, he has the hots for her, and she kind of gets the hots for him too. That, okay.
You talking about Moneypenny?
No. The Asian.
The Chinese woman?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first time we've seen her, isn't it?
Yeah. So, like his, you know, when he meets up with the, at the sumo wrestling and all of that.
No, the Japanese woman,
yeah.
Was that Kissy?
I think so. Point is, she can literally, like, even though they're on the same side, she can, like, literally kill him because he's gullible. And when he falls for the trap to meet the, his new, Han or whatever, like, wasn't it, when they first initial meet to go over the plans? Henderson, yeah. When he meets Henderson, Henderson even makes a joke, like, how dumb are you with women? Like,
oh, that was Tiger who made that joke.
Okay.
He said, even my mom taught me not to get in cars with stranger women.
Yeah. Like, even he's like, dude, you are so lucky that we are on the same side. My agent could have got you in a hurry.
Could she? I don't think she could have. I think he's lying to you. I don't think Tiger or any of his guys can do anything.
No. I mean, but the idea is she still lured him into the trap.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a trap, it was just a secret. But the point was, Bond was dumb enough at this point in his career. Like, this dude is 100% a predator. There's no denying it. Okay, then you go into, you know, him and the Japanese lady, she wants to be part of the mission and do the marriage and blah blah. She gets killed, and they still go with.
Well, I love that kill scene. Like, they were dropping poison from this little string into his mouth, and somehow he rolls out of the way, and she rolls in front of him.
Well, that's Pigface.
No.
Yeah.
No. There was the other one that was Pigface.
No, because
Yes.
They sit there and they go. They were in separate bids, and he's still trying to flirt with her to go, we got to take on this marriage and make it legit. Once again, whether it's the agent who died, the fake wife, I guess it would have been the real wife. But fake love marriage. All these women are literally, like, just
there. Well, I mean, think about, like, when the base was being infiltrated. Everyone was in, like, this gray gear to blend in and everything. What was she wearing?
Yeah.
She was just in her swimsuit.
Yeah. Like, really.
Ugh.
And then, that creepy bath scene.
That made no point. There was no point of that.
They didn't even discuss any...
No. He did say, it's Spectre. That was the point where he was like Inspector.
So, what are we learning about this? You guys are full of crap because Sean Connery
is terrible.
Is terrible. The Bond franchise at this point so far has been terrible. What's your grade on this
F.
film?
This is an F tier. I'm done. You've got to bring more than this.
Okay, I'm going to give it a high C, and here's why. Nothing with anything else except for a few things. One, I thought the editing was pieced together better than the rest.
It was a lot better than Thunderball.
I couldn't even finish that. So,
well, you just seen the beginning fight scene.
Yeah, no, I did a half an hour into it, and it was beyond horrible at that point for me. These films are not good so far. They're just not. Even if you go by our highest grades that we gave, whether it's I'm giving this one a high C.
My highest grade for this franchise so far, I think, has been a C minus for Goldfinger.
So you're still putting it between 70 and 75%.
That's Goldfinger. This movie's getting an F.
No, and I know that. I'm just saying, like, our highest grades so far have been barely out of the C range.
Yeah. There's that one good scene is whenever you finally get to see Blofeld.
Who was played
by Donald Pleasant. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had to break it to him literally right before we hit recording.
But even then, you take away how smart this guy is. He wants Bond dead. He's told his aside on that, he's had a chance here. He had 2 chances here to do it, really, even 3. He could have shot him here. He could have shot him when he shot Asado. But he waited until the worst possible time to try to shoot him. He's supposed to be this real smart, menacing villain. You can have like 1 miss, maybe 2, but you got 3 here. Not to mention all the times Asado had to kill him, and the red-headed woman had to kill him. It's where the stupid trope comes from, and it's ridiculous how many times it happens in this movie. We and Paul were talking about this movie a while back, and it was these Bond franchises of Connery so far has been him bumbling around like he has a pail on his head, whacking himself into a wall, and every now and again he finds the right door.
Like, he's winning things by pure luck. Like, that's it. Like, there's no way I could take this version of Bond as a super spy. Now, anybody that argues, like, if you look at my Bond, and I'll say my Bond meaning Daniel Craig, at least they justified his sloppiness because he literally got promoted to 007. In this Sean Connery one, even though Dr. No was the first film, they still kind of gave the idea, like, this is an established spy.
Yeah.
He's not a rookie. And yet, all he thinks about is sex, and that's it. Where's the spying at?
Like, this plot, too, it's like, we're going to talk about this plot again when we get to Tomorrow Never Dies. And they do it so much better in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Luckily, we talked off camera. Our next Bond film will actually be the non-Eon production one, Casino Royale. We'll see if somebody did it better. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.